Hello, hello, hello. Don't mind me. Look at my twist out all dry and all that. I'll spruce up with some olive water. I'm actually leaving work. I gotta ship out another order, but I wanted to be consistent, right? Because that's the key. With being consistent. So this video is going to be on how I inboxed my don't mind me. It's cold outside today, guys. How I inboxed the person who violated me, right? So a lot of people wondering how I can talk about this stuff without like getting emotional anymore. This took a lot of healing, right? So it took a lot of healing. It took a lot of acceptance. It took a lot of judgment from people who thought that I was a little girl just doing things I wasn't supposed to do, and not realizing that the person is a grown man and I'm a little girl. Let's think about that, you know. What I said about the YouTube page video, well, my page, I want to start being really honest because I start talking about me and being real and stop trying to like figure out what to post. I'm going to just post me being me. I know the way I look. So, as a little girl, I was always very quiet and to myself. And I always had a lot going on in my head. One thing as a little girl, I was very, very lonely. People knew that I was different. People tend to treat me differently, but kind of used me. And I wanted to be included in things. So I would just do things that weren't, you know, am I supposed to do and all that. And but you know, I got bullied and all that crap. I've been violated by multiple people. And with my dad on the weekends, I stayed the week with my mother. So I had one best friend on the block where I lived at. He was a young man. There was girls on the block too, but they were so mean to me. Like, this is my inner child speaking. And if I cry, I cry because even though it has healed, it triggers a lot of lonely feelings I have and that I have now. So, it definitely, and I cry a little bit because I don't want these feelings for my kids. And then my kids are going through some things that trigger so many feelings within me. So I always say I'm going to be transparent and here are some tears, right? Sorry. Because even though I have gotten past these things, I'm familiar with these feelings. I know what these feelings are, you know. And they're still hurtful feelings. So I still get emotional about it, but I am past it, there's no dwelling on it. I had one friend. I went to my side of town we had districts, and my district was full of, you know, clear people. I had a lot of clear kids as friends. I grew up on that side. My dad's side of town was more the minorities, and you know, so I say I had the best of both worlds. I did. On my block, like I said, the girls were mean to me, and I had no idea because I've always been a sweet girl. I've always been nice to people. They were just mean. And it's just these feelings trickling into my adulthood because I still have encountered people who are just not very nice to me, and don't believe that a person can have great intentions all the time because my intentions are always great. So I have one friend. He was a guy. His name was I'm not gonna say his name, but he was he was hippie. His parents were hippie. Like he was cool. I would go to his house and all that. He was cool, play video games. He had two older brothers. And one of the older brothers was really nice. And the other older brother is the one who started to violate me. So I'm going to tell you something. This video may trigger. I'm willing to be raw. I'm willing to be me. He will violate me a lot. I didn't. And that state of mind, you don't really know when you're a young kid. I have to really, let me just say this. I block my thoughts out. He would make me do oral on him. I didn't know that stuff like that. I didn't know what was going on. And they say that you leave somewhere mentally. And I often, when I go back to these things, this is part of my healing process, you face your demons and all that. And I'd be like, I remember the actions and things that were done, but where would I go mentally as a kid? Where did I escape to, One day I came to my friend's house. We were going to play video games. And his brother came into the room and actually violated me while his brother was playing a video game. And his brother turned around and looked at us. And I looked at his brother. Well, I looked at him and I'm like, and he turned around and he played the game. Now, let me tell you this. Years later, something happened. I'll get into my mother's situation and all that, because they're part of my trauma as well. My mother, one day she came to me, I was older, and even with my healing process, she came to me so aggressively. And she was like, somebody told me you were doing things with that man and all that. And I said, you're approaching me as if I was a little girl. I said, your approach should have been different. Your approach should have been like, what's going on, and were you forced to do that? The sad part is you approached me as if I was doing these things because I wanted to, or I knew what was going on. You didn't approach me as if you, like something going on with you, or somebody doing stuff with you. So I hold that I still hold that with my mom. I told her about that, but I hold her like, how dare you come to me so aggressively as if I was just a little girl just doing things with people, instead of coming to me and asking me. And the person who said it to you, how dare they? Like, where are my saviors? Where were my, this is where I get emotional and I cry. Like, where were my saviors all of my life? Where were my saviors in my life, whole life? Whew. So, God is my savior. God keeps me. So, and even though these are things that I've healed from, I just, like, things I remember that was said to me and all that still hurt. So years ago, I got married and had kids, and I was going through this healing process, and I go to a fair in town, right? And I see my friend, he has a family, he's grown up, and I look at him, and you can see in his face that saying hi to me kind of like, you can see, like, he said hi to me, but it was like, I'm sorry, hi. Like, I'm so sorry I couldn't do anything for you. I'm so sorry I couldn't. And I wonder if it was happening to him, I'll be honest with you. But I said hi and I hugged him. Like, we were best friends. Sorry. He was the only kid in the block that was nice to me. His parents were so nice to me. And I seen him, and the way, like, he looked at me, like, and I'm greeting him with love, because I greet everybody with love. And you can see that he's just, like, looking at me, like, hi. He's like, it's like his hi was saying, I'm sorry, So I told my husband who he was. I always tell my husband, my husband and my kids know everything. So during my healing time, I did a lot of research. And I contacted one of the girls on Facebook who lived on our block. And I was saying to her, like, I'm looking for so-and-so. I'm looking for so-and-so. I'm looking for them for my own reason. And she explains to me, oh, who you are. And I'm like, I know there's two brothers. There's one that was so sweet. He was just so nice. And let me tell you something. There was a good-looking brother and there was one that wasn't good-looking. And the one that wasn't good-looking is the one that violated me, right? So I was like, oh, she was telling me, oh, he don't live here, so. She actually knows the history. And I found him on Facebook. First, I contacted the other brother, and he's like, "Hi, I remember you, little Jasmine." He remembered me. I said, "Hi, how are you?" So, and I would talk to him. I'm trying to get in contact with your brother, and he gave me his Facebook, and when I found him on Facebook, I found this picture, and I seen this picture. I said, my gut turned. I said, "That's him." I wrote him a letter, a messenger, and I told him how he stole my childhood and he violated me. And I see that he had children. I just prayed, like, God, don't let him ever do this to anybody else. Don't let him do this to his children. But I told him, I had to confront him and tell him what he did and what he caused, and how he stole my childhood. And like, it hurt something in my spirit, you know what I mean? But I sent him a message on Facebook. He did not respond back. I didn't care because I needed to, during my healing process, get this off of me, because I need to be better for me and better for my family. So I seen his face and I knew it was him. Like, when I think of him now as an adult, I still get like chills, because it was a horrible encounter. And when I meet people, I've had a lot of encounters that are great, and I always cherish those encounters with people. But when I think about him, it's such a horrible encounter. And granted, let me tell you this, I have been violated many, many times, and I'm facing those head on. But my cousin told me a long time ago, she said, whew, we can get angry, and we're entitled to get angry and be upset, but we have to give it to God, because God definitely takes care of us. And she says, just watch their life. And I'm so mad, because I'm a person that does not want anybody to suffer. No matter what they've done to me, I don't want nobody to suffer. So I watch people's lives that have been so wrong to me, and I be like, oh God, I feel bad, and I pray for them. But I don't want nobody to suffer. But do these people deserve to feel what they've done, how they hurt people? Yes, they deserve it. We all do when we hurt somebody. But I don't want these people to suffer. But it's out of my hand, because when I told God to take over my life, and I realized that God has not left me one day, and I stray away sometimes. Well, I had before. And when I realized that He loves me unconditionally, and God will love me like no other, and nobody will love me more than God loves me, right? So why wouldn't I give Him the wheel? Why wouldn't I allow Him to fight my battles for me? Because I fight battles. God has given me, I'm gifted. He's given me a gift that's amazing, and I fight battles often. I like spiritual battles and all that. But this God is so good to me. God is so good to me. Why wouldn't I want to give it to Him so I can stress less and be greater than I ever was, and let Him handle it? So I look at these people's lives, and I'm like, it's not in my time, it's in His time. And He gives people time to be humbled. He gives them people time to say, God, forgive me. And when they don't, He takes them down. Like, my God is so great. Like, I don't have to really do nothing to people. And, I keep telling everybody, yeah, you guys keep playing with me. We're all special. But there's a few chosen ones. And I am a chosen one. I've been chosen since a little girl. I've known it. That's why I've been treated so differently. That's why people mistreated me. That's why people use me. That's people, because they take my kindness for weakness. And it's not me being weak. It's me being who I am. But my backbone and that wall behind me is God. He's definitely my protector. So releasing a lot of this stuff that I'm going through it feels good. Sending Him this letter on Messenger, writing Him on Messenger, it felt great. But I wanted to curse Him out so badly, and I wanted to say some things to Him, that would have hurt Him, because He hurt me, and I didn't have to. And, you know, for those others who have violated me and anybody else who has hurt me, I forgive them and I look at their life. Their life is not going the way it's supposed to. And I'm happy because it's not because of me. I don't want nobody to say that I caused any pain on them. I don't want to do that. But when I tell everybody, when I go to God, and tell him, God, it's all yours. When I go to God and it's all his, he handles it. And I'm grateful, you know, because I was a little girl on a block that just wanted friends and wanted somebody to love me. And I have another story to go into that too. I wanted to feel like loved. I wanted to hear, I love you. I wanted to be included. I just wanted to have friends, you know. And as an adult now, I'm not still, but I am left with no friends, and I'm actually okay now. But I didn't want to wait till 42 to be like this. But being a little girl, I wanted friends and just had friends and didn't have any friends. Even in school, I had one good friend in elementary school, and that was it. But they were mean to me there too, because I was different. But that's it. Yeah, the day I decided to search for that person, and I inboxed him, because you will not get away, or you will not pass away, whatever's going on in your life, you will not get away with the fact that you violated me and took my childhood, and you were okay with that. And if I can tell you how you made me feel, and I pray to God that he's not doing anything to anybody else, but I wanted to tell him off, but I told him, you stole something from me. You stole something from me. Many of them stole something from me that I can get back through God, only God. But when you steal, you'll be punished. You've taken something from me. So, and I leave it with God. And that's just it. That's just it. But like I said, I'm gonna be consistent. I'm gonna give the real me. I'm not gonna try to follow the other YouTubers and see what the pros and all that. We're gonna go raw dog here. We're gonna go raw dog. You can stay for the ride. I hope you subscribe and come along. But I'm gonna go raw dog. I'm gonna tell you what it is with me. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it's not. I'm gonna tell you how I'm trying to stay in order on my life journey, and how things are going. And that's my goal. And this starts from childhood. So I'm trying to stay in order. Have a blessed day, you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Sending love.